Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. It's just something I enjoy doing very much, and I take it seriously, and I'm just honored that you're here listening to this. So I hope to get you to watch one of your readings. You are to pick a pile here from a crystal card that speaks to you, and I am going to be doing a reading on something that you need to change or work on or strengthen for a positive result. And I don't know, this could have to do with your relationship. It could have to do with just like maybe an energy that you're holding on to, or this like space you're holding that doesn't really serve you. I'm really not sure what's going to come up. I don't think I've ever done a reading quite like this before, but I am excited to do it, and I've got some oracle cards to go along with these tarot cards, and I just think we're going to get a nice picture of something that you can, I don't know, I'm going to say change about yourself, but that feels very like finger pointing, but we'll see what comes up. Okay, so please take a look at these cards and just pick the one that speaks to you. It can be a color, an aesthetic, a shape, whatever it is, that's to be your pile. And you can, in the comments, you can find your timestamp and jump to your pile. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you and reading for you. Goodbye. One, thank you so much for being here. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and we are doing a reading for change this for the better. So something that you can change or develop, work on, whatever it is, we'll see. But this is your pile, this is your reading. I hope it's a good one. You picked amethyst. Lovely pink energy off the amethyst, just so pretty. It's just so pretty to look at. Okay, we are going to get into this. You're going to go here. I'm not going to do the tarot just yet. I am going to start with these oracle cards that I picked for you, and each one kind of has a meaning assigned. So this first one I'm going to call your strengths. I'm going to put that here. And then this one I'm going to call just what you might need to work on. Not change, but work on, let's say. And this is your energy now. Okay, which is probably good. And I'm going to save this for the end. This is going to be a gift from spirit, but we're just going to hold on to that for now. But okay, so for what you need, your strengths and what you could work on. This fire element, this card, I love this deck. Oh my gosh, the name's escaping me. But anyway, it's all about like astrology and the houses and the stars and the moon. And this card, your strengths are your passion. You absolutely have a fire. You have a heat. You have an intensity that almost won't quit. And I think this is kind of like truly your cross to bear. It's your blessing and your curse. It's equal parts. You may have a fiery temper. You may have been a freaking like hell child when you were younger, and now you're stepping into this more calm down version of, you know, the child like you that threw tantrums and like hit students. I don't know, but there's definitely this energy that comes off of you, and I like that because I think we all need this spark. We all need this energy, and this comes up as your strength. And I do think it's a strength because I think this is something that you've like modified, for lack of a better term, over the years. This isn't necessarily as much of a, let's say, curse for you anymore. And by curse, I mean something that like you're constantly having to work on. I don't mean like some evil force. I mean something that's like always, you know, a problem. But no, I really think, I do think you are someone who can, if you want something, you'll get it. You can manifest things. You can, like if you meditate on something hard enough, guess what? At the end of the month or the end of the year, like you're the one whose vision board is going to come to life. I see this, and this, I don't think there's anything to change about this. I think you are working on the hard pieces of this, which are intense and can come with all sorts of, you know, slightly negative words like rage and jealousy and all this stuff. Sure, that's in all of us. You have it. You're working on it. You've been working on it. You know this about yourself, and what's left is like this intense passion that I think people love. They love to bask in your warmth. They love to kind of watch you in action. They love to know what you're going to do next. I think people even love to get advice from you. I think I just think you're respected, and you kind of do what you say you're going to do, and you probably act with a lot of honor. I feel like I can see you very well from this card regarding your strengths. So love this, great. I mean, I'm going to say don't change a thing. We might come back to it and be like, you could work on this, but I really want to say like, this is here to be your strength card. Now this card, I pulled, and I'm calling it the change this, or like the work on this aspect. And this card's it's more emotional. It's more like touchy-feely. It's a lot less intense. It's more kind of like water. It's murky. It's almost melancholy, if that tracks. So if I had to say what you need to work on, it's almost like, okay, so when I get out of this card, this to me is like looking at a reflection or in a pond and having there be like a gentle ripple, where like maybe you see the outside of your body or whatever, a sailboat or something, but you don't see the details. Like there's just this distortion. And I do think that maybe you do need to work directly on seeing the true you, on really understanding maybe your purpose or your calling. Maybe you really are at a point in your life where you're trying to understand your calling. Like, what am I here for? All this intensity, all this fire, all this rage, all this greatness, potential, this like just kinetic energy that is you. What's it for? What's the point of having all that if you really aren't sure where to direct it? So if you're hearing this reading right now and this is tracking for you, I wouldn't say you're completely lost, but I do feel like there's this part of you that's just like, what exactly am I doing? And I have so much potential. Where do I want to take this? And what do I do with this? So seeing the true you, it's funny, and the colors in this card, they're like green and blue. There's just this, it's beautiful, but it has a melancholy theme to it. And it's funny because there's red hair in this woman. There's a lot of red hair. So even this woman has this kind of crown of intensity around her, but it's like, there's a bit of a lost element to this. And I was about to go into describing the color green, and then I realized I don't even think I'm equipped to do that right now, but there is, there's ever so slight sadness that comes off that card. And we want to say, take on this energy. This is kind of like going to be the theme for the reading, and then we'll get into some tarot. And this card is openness. So if we ask what you should take on, this is like, okay, so the moon is mystery. I feel like that's obvious, but there's more to this card than just like a mysterious moon. We see the constellations, we see this light. It's like, there's I don't know. When I think of the moon, I think of this. I think of things that are cyclical. I think of like repetition. I think of like forces of nature. I think of this like moth to a flame, like you're just drawn to something. It's out of your control. And with that, I don't know. It's like there's something about this card that makes me feel like you need to tap into. I don't want to just be so like that. Oh my gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like so basic as to say, oh, a more spiritual side, because maybe you already are pretty spiritual. Maybe you are very tapped in, but I feel like this is a card saying there's a little bit more you can do. If you feel this lostness, this kind of malaise, then I feel like there's something more you need to tap into. And this is, to me, like, I wouldn't look at this card and see this as the card of like walking around, I don't know, naked or barefoot in the sun or in the moonlight, or, you know, like swimming naked in a freshwater lake. But it has this, that's the vibe I get of all this. Like there's this part of you, I almost feel like you need to tap into more of your water side, more of your, like you have so much fire, and then when you get to the water, which are like the emotions, you almost don't know what to do. Like maybe you need to incorporate more water into your world. And I don't know, we're gonna see what the cards bring up, but there's a message here, and we've spent 9 minutes talking about it. So let's definitely get into tarot and see what we have here. Okay, so let's say you do try to take on this openness, oh yeah, and the word openness with this, it's like, it's almost like there's something you're supposed to try that you've never tried. And I don't think there's anything closed off about you at all. In fact, I think you have a very open mind. I think you're very spiritual. I actually do think you're very spiritual. I think there's not a block, but there's something more you need to be considering or doing. And this is what I think you need to be open to. And I think this is like next level. It's something that maybe you didn't know you were ready for. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Let's find out how this transformation will help you if you start exploring this part of you that needs to really like open up or tap into something that's kind of otherworldly or just a little bit extra, a little bit more than what you're doing now. So how will this help you? Okay, so 2 of Cups. I definitely think it'll help in love. 3 of Swords. Wow. So there's a message here about love and relationships. There's a message here about, I don't know, this will help your heart somehow. This will help heal you somehow. And it's interesting. And it'll help heal a broken heart. It'll help either, if you're in a relationship, mend an aspect of your relationship that needs mending. It will help you communicate with either your partner or other people that you want to be in this like kind of either romantic partnership, like romantic space with, or very like friendly and warm. There is absolutely a sense here though of strengthening a bond, and I really do feel like it's a romantic aspect, or it'll heal a broken heart based off of like a romance gone awry. And the Magician card here, I also think in addition to helping with something to do with love, I think this is going to help you like change your world. I mean, this is going to give you a power. You're going to, like, a skill is going to be revealed to you that you didn't even know you had. Like, I do feel like there's a door that's about to be open for you. It's almost what this feels like you've been pushing against this, you've been looking for this door, maybe you've seen this door, you haven't been ready to walk through it. And I think this door represents the openness, it represents the next level, it represents you like not just being fire, but like really kind of seeking that more emotional piece, tapping into your emotions, being more vulnerable. There's a vulnerability thing here, and maybe that's it. Maybe that is the message of all this, like change this for the better. Maybe you do need to be more vulnerable, more communicative, more, I don't necessarily want to say warm, because the fire in you is very warm. It's very, I think you have an extreme warmth. I think you are like a joy to behold and to talk to. I think so much energy comes off of you that it's absolutely contagious. But maybe there's this part of you that doesn't know who you are. Like, what is your, what do you see when you look in a mirror? Do you see, and I don't know, who do you see? What do you see? What do you want to see that you're not seeing? I think that's kind of the crux here. And there's obviously something you need to open yourself up to, or practice, or bring into your world. And that piece, and I think you probably know what this is, will help with this. And the Magician card tells me that there's, not only is there untapped potential for you, but this is like, there's something you want to do. Like if you're right on the brink of starting a business, or if you've started a business and you're right on the brink of having it like be big, or you're, I don't know, the brink could mean you're 1 year away, 5 years away, a month away, but like, or if you've started a relationship and you want to really see this relationship turn into so much more, like more than just two people who date. You want to see it like a family start. You want to get animals together. You want to build a home together or decorate. Like, I just feel like there's this next level here where you're just, I don't know, like you're about to level up. And I like that feeling a lot, but you have to figure out maybe who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to see when you look in the mirror, what you want to feel. You have to get in touch with that, because I do think there's this kind of lost soul piece here. And it's funny because this card, oh, it's not funny, I don't know why I said that. This card, this isn't like a child looking into the water. It's not this like, oh, you need to get in touch with your child, inner child. It's not that. I really feel like this is a part of you that somewhere along the way in your adult life maybe took on, maybe when you got really stressed, or you went through some kind of trauma or an event that was really like traumatizing, or there was something in your adult life that made you overdo the fire, or like really overplay or tap into or overemphasize the fire part of you, the desire and the passion, the heat, the intensity, and then the emotional part got lost. So anyway, okay, I hope this tracks. If not, it's probably painful to listen to. Okay, how will you feel? So I want to see in some tarot like what this is going to feel like for you if you do everything we said. And I was just about to try to, notate it again, and I'm absolutely not going to do that. Okay, how will this feel? How will you feel? 8 of Pentacles, love that. 8 of Cups, we'll take that. And 6 of Pentacles. Okay. So I do think you are going to feel a lot more grounded, a lot more safe, a lot more like secure. I absolutely think with this, you're going to have this sense of like, things are clicking. For work, I think that you're going to go from a point of maybe like talking about what you want to do or planning or brainstorming to actually doing, to actually like seeing a reward payoff. I think that there is going to be a change emotionally. You are going to get to feel things differently. There's going to be, you're like going to move your way along this emotional spectrum, and I think you're going to get to feel a little bit of all of it. And with this, you might experience a little bit of a sadness or a pain that maybe you've been pushing away or haven't been wanting to experience, but I think this is something good. I just think you're going to open yourself up to all sorts of things. And again, this is from up here, we've established that this is going to make your romantic life, your relationships stronger and more positive, and I see like real growth and connection there. And I think that you personally are going to take on this understanding of yourself and what you want, out of this world, out of your life. And I think it's going to be very positive. 6 of Pentacles, you're going to be in a place to help people. You're going to be in a place to give back, and you're also going to be in a place to receive. I think there's this sharing that you're going to get. And I guess what I see with this in a way is like, I feel like right now you can give quite easily. You can give advice, you can give energy, you can give like, I don't know, you can give a lot, but you might not be very good at taking. You might not be good at taking advice. You might not be good at taking criticism. You might not be good at taking in like, I don't know, like processing emotions. But you are, it's going to happen. You're going to give and take just about everything. And I feel like that, I don't really know what else to say about that, but I think this is going to make you feel a lot more complete. Let's put it that way. I think you're going to feel things and process things that you weren't before. Okay, and let's just ask, what can you look forward to? Like if you do this, I mean, even if not, what can you look forward to? What good thing is coming your way? Okay, Knight of Cups, the Moon, and the Tower. Okay, this is, I wouldn't call it heavy, but I would call it like, there's a message here, and I like the message. The Knight of Cups close to this top line of cards, which to me had a lot to do with like love and romance. I think, and this is whether you're in a relationship or you're single, you can look forward to some kind of romance or excitement in that department coming your way. If you're in a relationship, I think you're going to feel like different about your person. There's going to be this element of like just excitement that maybe wasn't there before. Maybe you've been trying to get back or whatever. There's going to be something that's going to happen, and it's going to feel very like Prince Charming, like your person, if you have one, is going to, I just feel like you're going to have these conversations that you never had before, and they're going to be the kind of conversations about feelings, and if this doesn't sound exciting, I guarantee when it's happening, it's going to feel amazing, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe we connected like that. I can't believe we connected on this level. And I do think this comes back to you being more vulnerable and trying to show other sides of yourself, other colors, other pieces, because I do think you overemphasize just a couple facets or parts of yourself. And so yeah, there is absolutely something, there's a huge boon and benefit of doing this in regards to love and relationships. So just full stop, amazing. The moon, you know, and it's funny to see this card here, and we've got the moon here, and it is this card to tell me there's going to be this beautiful mystery that kind of fills your world. And what I mean by that is there's going to be an intrigue. There's going to be something that keeps you wanting more. You'll be passionate about it, but you'll be so drawn in. It will be like, instead of you being the creator of the passion, it's like you're going to be more of a follower than a starter in a way. And this can be nice because this can allow you to tap into your emotions more. The weight of being the light source or the source of everyone's energy is going to it doesn't have to always be on you. You don't always have to be the one that comes up with the great ideas or the fun things to do or the life path or whatever. Like those pressures can kind of dissolve a little bit, and you can be a little more emotional, a little more mysterious, a little less of everything, less extra, less over the top, less lit, less whatever. Yeah, and with this comes to me, there can absolutely be like a scaling back. There can be a quietness that kind of comes over you that maybe people aren't used to, but you've been kind of dying for that. Just a calm, a steadiness, and also more routine and more repetition, less chaos, less energetic, but with still a very high like vibrancy or frequency. So yeah, if that makes sense to you, it does seem like there's this just intuitive, exciting thing that's going to be coming your way with this. And the Tower, I love the Tower card, because to me this is all about like new beginnings. Any change that you could have hoped for, if there's a piece of you that wants something to change or crash and burn or never to be seen again, and you've been like too afraid to put it with a word or ask for it because it just might come true, I feel like this is the top, like this card is here to tell you this can happen. And you know, this could be something like maybe you're really not happy in your job and you've been secretly wishing you would just, I don't know, get fired or have a real reason to quit or something. Or maybe you've really wanted to move, but you haven't been able to like bite the bullet and actually do it. Like this is that card to say that thing or those things that you've been wanting to change, but there's so much emotion behind it. It would require so much of you mentally, that it's been something you haven't really addressed. I feel like get ready, because this will happen. And I do think that this will kind of be like a catalyst for things to come. This will kind of kick off the rest of your, existence, let's say. So this is your reading. Okay, and the final one, I got a gift from Spirit. It's like a animal energy card. And you got raccoon survival. I mean, raccoons they're scrappy little bandits. They're amazing. They're the epitome of survival. Raccoons are they work with their hands. I love raccoons. Some people hate raccoons. I love them. I picture them like scurrying up just about anything. Anywhere there's food, there's a raccoon. I feel like if we leave it out overnight. So yeah, there is but they're definitely not afraid to go after what they want. They will relentlessly pursue the things they want, and they will, I feel like once they find the things they want, they'll just set up camp there. So, you know, whether it's like an abandoned dumpster or something, like they're going to come back every night. I don't know what this means. I really don't. The animal cards are always, I don't know why I don't connect to the animal cards as much, because I fiercely love animals. But if this means anything to you, raccoon survival is your gift from spirit. So I don't know, if you've seen a raccoon in nature, that's kind of like your spirit animal right now possibly, or maybe you do need to get this kind of fearless way of pursuing what you want. There is that fearless pursuit here. Either way, I like this reading. A recap would take half an hour and we would inevitably pick up things that aren't even here. So let's not recap. But I would love to hear your thoughts or comments, and let me know what you think, and all the best. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. It's everything, so thank you very much. Okay, pile 2. You picked orange calcite. Very beautiful. It does look like orange, an orange. This reading is entitled Change This for the Better. So we're going to go through some oracle cards and then some tarot and just figure out what your strengths are, but also what you can tweak or change that might make a huge difference in your foreseeable future. So let's get into that. I picked, before I do the tarot, I picked 4 oracle cards, and each one has a meaning. So this one is Mercury Mind. This is your strengths. This is faith in the process. This represents kind of like a change this or work on this. This is a take on this energy, and this is illumination. And then we have a gift from spirit, which I will save for the end. But okay, right now, let's see here. Without doing the tarot, I want to talk about your Mercury Mind and faith in the process, this being your strength. So the Mercury card is funny. It's like a tricky little bitch of a card. And if we're going to play this up to your strengths, I do think you're tricky. I think you're wonderfully tricky. I think you're clever. I think you're sneaky in all the right ways. I think there's this kind of fun aspect to you. I think you're mysterious. I think you're quirky. I think you're edgy. All these things that are like, have a sharpness to them, or like a double blade, you are. But this is your strength. This is, I think, what is good about you. I absolutely think you're fun. I think you are wicked sharp. I think you have there's something about you that is, you know, whether or not you've experienced all sorts of higher education, I feel like you're very well read. You may be like this voracious reader. I feel like you are always seeking knowledge. You're just, you know, if anyone were to bring up something, even if you didn't know everything about it, you would at least be able to say in honesty, like, oh yeah, I'm reading an article on that. I just read a book on that. I'm listening to a podcast on that. Like, this just feels like you're always taking information in. But because of that, I feel like you always have the upper hand in regards to, I don't know, a conversation or a debate or a whatever discussion. So I see this capability to you that is, well, capable. I think you're someone that would never back down from a good argument or debate. However, I do feel like if you did back down, it would be because you would annihilate your opponent or whoever you would be speaking against. It could be a family member, a loved one, a stranger. And I feel like there are times where you literally bite your tongue because you don't want to, destroy someone in just a few words, or getting, proving your point might come with a cost. And I feel like your strength is that you actually realize this. So I can see how strong and clever and feisty and just energetic you are. I love this. The green in this tells me like you're so sharp, and there's this vibrancy to this green, and it trickles off a little bit to yellow and gold, and it's not like a melancholy green. It is like a rich green. So I do feel like I could talk a lot on this card and just kind of like, elaborate on whatever comes to my mind, but if that tracks, I think this is a good place to start for you. Now, as far as like change or work on this card's totally different. This card has an absolute, I wouldn't say it has a sadness to it, but it has like a darker energy or intensity. There's a vibe, I wouldn't say there's a vibration here. I can't figure out the vibration because I feel like this person's actually in a very calm, good place. And this person, meaning you, I'm kind of like referencing the person on the card. Like, I think you're actually in a good place, but I think you're seeking more. And I'm going off of this picture. It's like, I don't think you're sad right now. I don't think you might be a little on the lost side, but there isn't really a sadness component to this. There's this wanting more. There's this like, you're seeking more knowledge. It's almost like you're seeking the secret door where there's like even more knowledge or even more like untapped, information that you haven't been given. Like there's just this key and you're looking for it. And here we have someone looking for it through prayer, and I don't know what your method of seeking this is, but there's this constant need for more. And I like this. I'm actually not going to take the meaning of this card and swap it for work on this. I actually think that you are doing the right thing. I actually think you're on the right path. We might be able to come up with like some little bits of critique as we lay out some tarot, but I think the message I'm getting here is like there's something deeper that you are going to be able to experience and understand. And this could be in your relationship. This could be like, I don't know, but I feel like it starts with you, and then this will, as a result of having this knowledge, this power, this intuition, this gift, that I feel like you've worked your whole life kind of trying to acquire or working towards, or you've been studying for, there's a reason you always want more, everything, more information, more knowledge, more resources, more, whatever it is, there's this thirst, this hunger within you. And yeah, it's at your core. There's no fighting it. But you're now seeking something, a quiet, a stillness, but a secret, a light, a blessing of sorts. And, maybe you are actually praying every night for something. Maybe there is something you really want or need for some kind of happiness or survival or something that's very, very important to you on a very deep and like just a very real level. Maybe there is that, but I do feel like actually if I look at you right now in these two cards, I do feel like you're on the right course. I actually don't have any real criticism is not the right word, but it's the only word I can think of. Like as the cards get laid out in front of me, I thought this would go where I say, oh, okay, instead of this, do this. But right now it's like, this is what I see. And I do feel like you're very much pursuing something. So let's look into take on this energy. And this is illumination. And this really is like a spiritually guided card. The theme of this card is, I wouldn't say it's clarity, but it's that search for clarity. It's asking for clarity and asking, like summoning the heavens, summoning your spirit, summoning like something very, I don't know, like beautiful and ethereal and unknown and almost untouchable, but this kind of like mystical element that, it will wash over you and just kind of bathe you in some form of knowledge or knowing. So I will say, change this for the better being the title of this whole reading. I don't know what I would tell you to change, but I would say that there's this continue looking for whatever this is, whatever this part of you that's like hoping, praying, wanting, like truly seeking out this almost like enlightened path. I do think this is what you need to be doing. And I do think that once you've achieved this, or once you've gotten part of what you want out of this, you are going to know what to do with it, because you have the knowledge, you have the capacity to handle whatever it is that you're asking for and what you really want. So not entirely the direction I saw this reading going, but that's where the cards took me. So I am going to get some tarot for you, and we'll see where this goes. So I want to see like this kind of transformative like journey that you're on. I want to see like how this is going to help you. What do you want to get out of this? What is this? You know, and like, I just want to say before I turn these cards over, you might not even know you're on this journey. Like, you might like be hearing this and think this really isn't that exciting. I'm not on a journey. But open your mind up right now to the possibility maybe you are. Maybe the fact that you're watching a tarot video right now kind of implies that you're searching for a deeper meaning in things, that you're starting to tap into spirit. Or maybe you've been doing this for a while, and there's, like I said, there's this secret door, there's this next level that you're going to get to access that maybe you never could have even imagined in your wildest dreams was like going to present itself to you. But I really do feel like there's something coming your way, and that you have almost been like groomed for this your whole life. Like, the person you are, it's not like everyone around you, and you're now going to be able to like handle this knowledge or this insight. So what's this going to feel like? What's, I guess, you know, what's in store for you? Okay, so we have Page of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and Page of Cups. And I feel like with your reading, taking the cards like literally just isn't going to work. I feel like I have to look at like a big picture and kind of tell a story, because there's something different and unique about you. There's something, it's like there's this, you're equal parts sneaky and equal parts sincere. You're like equal parts good and equal parts bad. Like, there's just this, you're right down the middle. And I don't know if you're forking and you're going to go in a completely different direction, but there is a new, I don't know, you're going to have a new direction or a new path. I think this is good. I think this is exciting for you. I think that if you're in a relationship and you want to strengthen it, this is how that's going to work. If you're single and you want to find the person that you're truly supposed to be with and have this amazing life with, this is how that's going to happen. If you want to be the best parent you can be, like, this is it. Whatever you want, truly, like, deeply in your core, I really believe that you're about to get that, and you're about to get it in a way that you're going to be able to handle it and know what to do with it. And I guess in these three cards, I just see newness. But I mean, we have 2 pages. This is fresh. There's like, it's new, and it's new in a way that I don't think you have felt this page energy in a very long time, because the page to me is like, it's like you're saying for the world proudly, like, I'm a student, I'm starting out, I'm an eager beaver. And I don't know that you've always been that way. I think you're the one that kind of already comes to the table knowing more than everyone else. You're the one that's already spent the last year studying that issue, or reading about it in your spare time, or writing. Like, I just feel like there's going to be this new way of seeing things, and I don't know, living your life that is very ground up, that you, like, from the floor, working your way up, that I don't think you're accustomed to. It will, if it sounds like being a novice all of a sudden isn't exciting, I guarantee you it will be exciting. You will feel very enthralled by this. It will lead you to a point of intrigue. And you know what? It may be how you see the world. It may be how you see your partner or yourself. But there's going to be this, like, it's also this desire to learn and understand things. That's always going to be there. But you'll be doing it from a different perspective. And I see the Three of Pentacles. You're going to be building something. Like, you're going to be starting something. You're going to be building something. And for all this mumbo jumbo I just said, like, I try to take it back to something that's actually intriguing and why you might actually be here. Maybe it is building that family. Maybe it is building that home or building that relationship or mending that relationship. It's something that I feel like tangibly, if that's what you want it to be, you're going to be able to like change. It's something new. It's something exciting. It's kind of like a new you with all your knowledge and all your experience and all your information. You get to almost have this new you. Okay, how will this feel? I mean, all right, but how is this going to feel? 7 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Well, lots of Pentacles. And the Hangman. It's going to feel like you're truly a part of something, like you're building something, like you're starting something, like you're all in. It's going to feel, you're going to see the reward in this. And I see this in the 7 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. If this is a business you truly want to start, if it's a way of like bringing money in or success or accomplishment, yes, this will 100% be happening. In anything that you want to build or start or work on or like manipulate or whatever, it really is going to be yours. I just see this excitement. It's like a fresh start, but then with all the knowledge and backing that you have. It's almost like, you know, if we could all do high school over, but knowing everything we know, it's kind of like that energy. And I would never do high school over, but if I had to, it would definitely want to be knowing everything I know now. So it's just that, maybe I'm the only one that thinks about that, but I don't actually think about that, but it's something I've thought about before. Okay, the Hanged Man. How will this feel? It will feel different. I think you will feel a little turned upside down, but I think you need this. And you won't always feel like the master or the smartest one at the table. It's going to have a newness and an excitement to it that is, I think, something you've been kind of seeking. I do think that, you know, with the Mercury, with this sharpness, with this cleverness, it's this, like, you're always on top. It's almost like whether you are or not, you're always the smartest one at the table. You're always the funniest one in the group. You're always the most interesting one. You always have the best stories. And although that sounds great, it also sounds not only exhausting, but it sounds like, again, too much of a good thing. Like, what's it like to be the one that actually gets, I don't know, I don't want to say made fun of because that's like super negative, but like, I don't know, what's it like to be the one that tells a joke and it falls flat, or the one that has to like deal with the awkward silence, or the one that isn't the most interesting and people politely listen to the story. Like, but with that comes a learning experience and new experiences and a way to sharpen things that you didn't see before. And I just feel like this is it. You are going to be shown something new and different, and I guarantee it will excite you. And honestly, you need this. So, yeah, if you're still watching this, thank you. We're going somewhere. I want to see what you can look forward to. And I feel like I've already asked this 3 different ways, but I really want to see in 3 cards, what can you look forward to? What does your like exciting future look like? And let's see what we have here. And then we will wrap up this reading. But I really enjoyed this reading, and I like you. I want to be your friend. I'm not you. I'm not all this cleverness and funniness wrapped up into one, but I get you. So I'm excited for you. Okay, what can you look forward to? Knight of Swords, all this young, like, Page, Knight, King, Hangman, like there's all these people. Oh yeah, except for the Sun at 7, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, never mind. The Chariot and the Hermit. Okay, so what can you look forward to? I do think a truth is going to be revealed to you. You're going to see something. You're going to be, in one way or another, some like secret of the universe is going to be revealed to you. Something magical that sets you alight, that you take with you for the rest of your life, that you either share with no one or you share with the closest people. It's going to be something that you're going to like love and covet. I really think you're going to get a piece of like information. I don't know if this is like what a spiritual download is. I'm not sure, but there's something that's going to be given to you. And it's going to be this truth, this, yeah. And with that, you're going to be able to feel anything you want to feel. You're going to be able to do whatever you want to do. I really think that, it's good. Anyway, it's going to bring you places. I do feel like there's going to be this sense of you're going to be able to do whatever you want. I see this in the Chariot. If you want to move in this direction, if you want to accomplish this, if you want to be with this person, if you want your relationship to go in this direction, if you want to start a family, if you want whatever it is, you're going to be able to swiftly move in that direction. And I don't know if it's because you're going to have this new piece of knowledge, if you're going to have a completely new outlook. I don't know what it is, but something like almost magical is going to make you feel things differently, react differently, hold space differently. There's just, there's a newness. There's this kind of like rebirth. There's a newness coming to you. And it is going to bring like a secret knowledge, a secret gift, like of the universe. And, you know, with this, there might be some highs, there might be lows, there might be some conflict, I'm not sure, but it's yours. It's all yours. And I think these experiences in the Knight of Swords are things that you don't necessarily experience in your day-to-day now. So, and you know, if at the end of all this, this reading, which if I'm almost like, this is one of those readings I don't think I can listen back because I don't know that it goes anywhere. I sincerely hope it does, but let's just say this. I think I don't know if you're afraid of change or not. Actually, a part of me thinks that you want to love change, but don't really embrace it. I don't know, but I do feel like a good change, an exciting change is coming your way. So whether you're overdue for a change, but you've been like afraid to ask for it, that change is coming your way. Something that you want that you don't have is going to happen. And this is good. This is something you want that you don't have yet. You're going to have it. And I don't know what that is, but it is something, it's going to feel like mystical. You're going to feel like you've been kind of cloaked in something beautiful and lovely, and it's special, and it's for you, and it's because you are Mercury. You do have this mind that has just opened yourself up to this. You know, and I don't know, I was going to say more, but I hope this makes sense. I would love to hear your feedback on this. Okay, final thing, gift from Spirit, rabbit, fertility. So what does this card mean as a gift? Okay, if you are trying to start a family, I would love to see this as a gift in that direction. So I'd love to think that it could mean that if that's something you want. But the rabbit to me is like, the rabbit is a survivor. The rabbit is also kind of a tricky little munchkin. Like the rabbit and Mercury very much go together. There's this part of you that is very complex, very sweet, but also very sour. There's this dichotomy to you, and I love that. I feel like I have a lot of this, so I understand this. And I do feel like the rabbit kind of embodies that, because the rabbit is like so cute and so sweet, but you know, they also bite and they're also shifty, and they'll like eat through your cords. And I feel like people see rabbits as pests, but they also see them as adorable. There's all these things. So I don't know, if you have a spirit animal you want to take on, or you know, if spirit is telling you this could be your spirit animal. But yeah, again, if fertility in any way speaks to you, and I feel like that's also synonymous with like fecundity, which is kind of like an abundance. If you're seeking an abundance of wealth or success, or, you know, just from a monetary standpoint, maybe things really are going to take off from you. Maybe you're about to get this gift, this insight, this knowledge, this something, the spiritual download of sorts that you're going to really get to do something with, and it's coming your way. And I really see that in these cards. So this really almost changed this for the better. I just know that change is coming your way for the better. How's that? So who knew that this reading was going to go there? And who knew that, what was this? Orange calcite was going to take you there. Okay, thank you so much. I would love to hear your comments or feedback, and I'd love to read for you again, so please visit my channel and watch my videos. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye. Tarot, you are pile 3. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. I'm really exciting. This has been a really cool topic. The title is Change This and then like ... for the better. So basically we're showing something that you can work on or change or expect to change, and then as a result of it, this good thing that you want will happen. So it's been very interesting. Okay, you picked black tourmaline. I said not too long ago I'd never seen this, and then I saw it and I really love it. It's very cool because I like the white tourmaline, but the black tourmaline is very cool. So here's the tarot we're going to use, but I picked some oracle cards to like see your situation, and we're going to get going on that. So this is going to be your strengths, and this is 12th house escape, and then this is going to represent change or work on this. Then we have an energy you're going to want to take on, and then we have a gift from spirit, which we'll come back to. Okay, so I confess I knew these cards before I didn't see them for the first time 2 seconds ago, and it's good because I really had to read about these 2 cards, and it's tricky. And I'll say, like, I wanted to switch these cards in their meaning because this card in particular is a very tricky card. I had to read about these 2 cards for like half an hour almost to be able to tell a story based on them. And I'm going to be very specific. I feel like I can see you. And if I can see you, what I see if I talk about your strengths and work on this is I think your strengths are that you are incredibly resilient. I think you have an inner strength that could rival just about anyone's. The 12th house, when I read about it, it honestly, I mean, I hate to say this because I'm not saying this is you at all. I'm saying this is your strength. But when I talk about the 12th house, or when I read about the 12th house, it sounds like an awful place. Even in the words, they called it like the dumpster, the garbage dump of like the houses. It sounds like a place of such like friction and kind of like misrepresentation and good and bad and evil and all these things mixed up into one. It's just it just seems icky. And if this is your strength, here's what I'm getting at. You aren't these things. You aren't the 12th house, but you have endured in a way that whatever you've been through, I don't know what it is, but there's something like with them. This house is so much about like new beginnings, and it's the last house in the zodiac. So then there's a fresh new start after this. And this is, I think it is so icky because it's literally taken on the worst of all the houses and the signs before it. And it's where everything just kind of ends up in a way that's like, you know, rancid and that kind of like decay. It's just, it really sounds like a dumpster fire of a place to be. And yet it's your strength because whatever it is you've been through, whatever maybe bad luck or unpleasant things that have happened to you or things that are so much worse than that, you have taken that and turned it into so much more. You've actually, I feel like, used whatever was thrown against you, you turned it around. And I do think with this, you've drawn an inspiration, you've drawn a strength. I think you're absolutely impressive. I think you're strong. I think you're someone that, like, if you do have a tendency towards an addictive personality, you've completely like battled it. You're on top of it. There's just this like, it wouldn't surprise me if you have these, like, I don't know if maladies is the right word, but like these things that just you have to deal with, and it seems like other people don't have to deal with, just these little afflictions or these little, I don't know, health issues or whatever it is, but you do handle it and you make so much more out of it. It's like the epitome of making lemonade from lemons. So that is your strength. You are incredible. You are strong. You can do anything. And it's more than just like, oh, you're so strong because you've survived and you're still here. It's like, no, there's a real power in you. Okay, so we'll get back to this, I'm sure. But then when we go to this card, which to me is the change this, work on this. This is a card, focus on the light. I had to read about it a couple times too, especially how it's going to work in this context. I do think that you have started something, and I really want to lean towards it being like a business or a venture that I think is actually taking off. You know, this could also be starting a family or starting a relationship, but you've started something that is truly impressive. People want to learn about it. They want to talk to you about it. They want to ask questions about it. And this could go to your head. That's at least what I have to take away from the focus on the light. This card is talking about like, don't focus on the material aspect. Focus on, the light, the part that is true goodness, the highest vibration that you can abstract from this. Focus on the reason, whatever brought you here. So that is kind of cheesy, and I don't want to all of a sudden assume that if you're successful, you're in it for the wrong reasons or anything like that. I really don't think that's your story. However, there is a message here. Don't lose sight, don't lose track. Don't think that just because you have been through such a shitstorm that you are more deserving of something good than anyone else around you or whatever. I don't really know what else to say for this card. Maybe it will come up when we do some tarot, but there is that message here that I literally read it twice to try to, like I said, in this context, but things always come to me as I go through the readings and bring the tarot in. So this really might, I might have a very clear picture of what this can mean given the context. But okay, and now this card, take on this energy, enlightenment. So already there's an ever so slight message here of, this enlightenment, this light, this, maybe you are really supposed to step into a more spiritually aligned energy. And here's how that gets, I guess, exciting, because just saying that you're supposed to be more spiritual isn't exciting. That's like someone telling me that I would need to go to church more. Like, that would make me not happy. What would make me happy though is if someone said, if you get more spiritually aligned, you will bring, your dream partner relationship will come to you. Your business will completely take off. Your family will, be everything you wanted it to be or whatever. So let's just say that maybe you're meant to get more spiritually aligned because the thing that you want so bad will now be given to you. Let's just throw that on the end to make this feel less of tap into spirit kind of thing. Okay, if this tracks, if you're like, ooh, I kind of know what she's talking about. To me, this is I don't know, let's say you're someone who prays at night and you notice when you pray, you start praying about something, you throw in other things that are a little different, a little more spiritual, a little bit and I really want to be the best person I can be. Let's say you said that in a prayer and you've never really said that in a prayer. This would be a hint that there's a part of you that's just wants something a little better. Or maybe you witnessed a friend or you did something that was a little, I don't know, low vibe, and it made you feel icky. You noticed it in a way where you were oh, I don't like that. I don't want to be associated with that, or I don't want to ever do that again. Or you beat yourself up because you allowed it to happen, or you did do it. To me, those are little signs that maybe it's time you got more tapped into spirit. I have no idea truly what that means. And I feel I'm just borrowing those words from everyone else who reads tarot, but I feel I understand how that could play out. And without talking this in circles, maybe there is a part of you that is supposed to get a little more tapped in. Maybe you're supposed to buy that book that you saw about becoming spiritually whatever, or something about, I don't know, it could be a book on reincarnations or dreams or whatever. Okay, so that's you in these cards. let's get a little bit about, like, let's say, okay, let's take this reading. Let's say you tap in somehow. Where's this going to get you? Because I don't think tapping in on its own sounds exciting. I don't think becoming spiritually, like, lifted sounds particularly exciting. It sounds like a chore. But let's see how that's actually going to improve your life and make you happier. So let's go with that. Okay, how will this change transform you? How will this help you? Or how will this, like, transformation help you? Let's put it that way. Okay, so 9 of Swords, the Hermit, 7 of Cups. Okay. I mean, right away, if we ask, how will this help you? If you're experiencing anxiety, if you've been maybe kind of plagued with anxiety, which given the 12th house, I feel like you've been plagued with every bad thing a human can feel and go through. So sure, you're definitely anxious. Let's say your anxiety is going to be lifted. And what does that mean? It means you'll sleep better at night. And if you sleep better at night, you'll be less cranky. You'll probably eat better. If you've been trying to lose weight, it might mean you lose weight. It might mean that you aren't such a bitch. It might mean that you're actually happier. It might mean that you somehow this leads you to meeting the right person. I don't know, but at the very least, somehow this will make you happier and it will ease your anxiety. And this is like the worry, the thing that torments you, that hamster wheel in your head. Yeah, it could just like poof and be gone. That's huge. And the Hermit, to me, this is another card backing up the fact that you do need to find your spiritual path. And maybe that's, I mean, so right now, if we just say, what do you need to change? We need to change that you aren't looking every minute of every day for your spiritual light or path or something. There's something that you need to be doing more spiritually. Let's put it that way. But yeah, this is a search for healing. There's a healing aspect here too. And I just kind of thought about that. There is a healing piece to this. And if there is something that you've been wanting to heal that maybe has been with you for a very long time, maybe this helps, and maybe this heals that, and maybe you don't even realize how bad you needed to heal this until you start healing it. Maybe it's one of those things, but I could see this being something that would be of huge benefit. And again, it would make your life better in ways that you really can't even imagine. So yeah, and 7 of Cups, I'm going to translate this as like dreams and wishes will start to come true. The things that you have always wanted, the thing of your dreams, the thing that you're trying to manifest or unsuccessfully manifesting, I honestly think you're going to be able to get these things. And let's say you could get all of them. Let's say there are 7 things that you really want if you wrote them out, and lo and behold, there's 7, you know, like one might be, I want this new car. I want a relationship that looks like this. I want a house that looks like this. I want a job that feels like this. I want boom, boom, boom. And let's say you're like, really, like you can't think of anything more and there's 7 things written down on the paper. Like, I don't know, why don't you write down 7 things that you really, really, really want? And maybe if you find a way to get closer to some light source, whatever that means, maybe you'll get those 7 things. So I don't know. I mean, I do know. I do actually feel that would happen for you. I really do. Yeah, and one of those 7 things should be that you really want to sleep better. You want to be happier. You want to be healthier. Maybe you have like a pain or an ailment that is like literally just getting out of control. Put that on there, because I really believe you're at a place where you can truly take on I don't know, like go towards the light kind of thing. Take on a different path and be spiritually awakened. I think someone wants you to be spiritually awakened. That's the takeaway here. I could stop this right now and just be like, you have a calling to be spiritually awakened. And the change is that you're not yet and you need to be. Or you're working on it and you need to lean in harder. Okay, how will this feel? I feel like we just did this, but I want to know how this is going to feel for you. How long is this reading so far? I feel like it's a long one. Oh, the Sun. Oh, I mean, 5 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. I don't love I don't love the Five of Pentacles, and I don't love Seven of Swords, but the Sun is a card that can literally overpower every card around it. How is this going to feel? It's going to feel like magic. It's going to feel like the sun is shining on you. You're going to feel warmth, light, life, energy, completeness. You're just going to feel alive and amazing, and you're going to feel like, why didn't I do this 100 years ago? Or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, I don't know. I guess it's going to feel like, I don't know what to say, because these are kind of heavy cards. So I feel like I'd have to think about the reverse meaning of these cards, because I just, you know, this has a card of like, there's a dishonesty, there's a trickery to this card, and this card is definitely that of lack, of hardship, of struggle. And I think, if anything, I have to say, you're not going to feel these things. Because both of these feel like they're very much associated with the 12th house. All the human conditions that are negative and icky and difficult, I don't know if that's your world right now, because it paints a grim picture, so I hope it's not. But maybe they're there and you just deal with them so well, and you're so used to dealing with them that they're like barely there for you, but they're actually still there. I don't know. These things are going to dissipate. The sun is literally going to burn these things up. So let's say that's how it's going to feel. If you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like there's a lack of whatever that is, this hardship, this ick, this like, this part, this is like a darker side of humanity, the part that lies, the part that steals, the part that cheats. Like, this is going to be gone from your world. It's just going to be gone. And yeah, I mean, if we take this reading at face value, there's a gift, a true gift that's going to be coming to you. And all you have to do is somehow go towards the light. And there's this light kind of source in all these cards. This one's actually says focus on the light. This one is enlightenment. And this has this kind of like moon and light and seashell. This is like endings and beginnings. Okay. I want to know what you can look forward to. This is similar to what we just asked, but it's a little different. What can you actually look forward to? And honestly, it almost doesn't get any better than the sun dissolving these two things that are not pleasant, but let's just see straightforward, what can you look forward to? Eight of Swords. So this to me is like a freedom. You will no longer be trapped. You will be so free. It kind of goes with this anxiety, but your mind, your body, your thoughts, any frustrations, any negativity or anxiety, like it is done. You're cut free, like cut everything away. The Devil, you know, I knew she was gonna come up in this. I knew it, and I was gonna tell you before we did this, there are no bad cards, because I knew the Devil was gonna come up, and I'll talk about it. Page of Swords. What you can look forward to is anything that you would think of that would accompany the Devil. Like, okay, so we have like an obsession. We have, and I am reading from these cards in some cases. So fear, shadow. We have, like, to me, the Devil is that, anything that's like that obsession, but that, oh my God, like addiction, like that hedonistic lifestyle, which is fun, and everyone's life should have parts to it that are hedonistic. But if you feel like there's this overly dominant, like hedonistic energy, which to me is that you give into indulgences, everything's kind of in excess. If there's something you want, you do it. You know, it's that diet starts tomorrow mentality, and that's like a very tame version of it. I really think you can look forward to an energy that none of this is there. It's not there. And you know, maybe this exists in a partner, maybe this exists in like a child of yours. I don't know. Maybe it's you, but I just feel like none of it is there anymore. And the Page of Swords is this fresh, new, truthful, honest. It's just this vigilant, intelligent, curious creature that just really wants to be pure and real. It's like a little truth seeker. I just feel like this is going to be you. You're going to start fresh, and everything's going to be honest and pure and true, and you're gonna have this like ambitiousness that's gonna be driven by something very good. I hope this reading isn't me telling you that you're doing anything wrong or that you're not good and here's what you need like to change. I think you're incredibly strong. I think you're dealing, I don't know, and I don't want to say this because maybe this isn't true, but if it's not true, I feel like you would have given up on this reading a long time ago. I feel like you are someone, I wouldn't say you're unlucky, because I think you're actually in some ways very lucky to have been able to have handled and dealt with all the stuff you have. But the unlucky part of it is that you had to deal with it in the first place. That's kind of what the 12th house is. It's like, are you unlucky for having this shit thrown at you in the first place, or are you lucky because of how well you've adjusted and how much you've done with it and how successful you actually are? Like, which one is it, 12th house? This is kind of you. And yeah, now you just need to work on finding like there shouldn't be any rage or bitterness or awkwardness to come out of this. It should be this, I don't know, maybe you just need to find, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I know that you're going to find your light, however, whatever that means. And with that, you're going to move in a direction that's going to be inspiring. It's going to feel lucky. You're going to feel #blessed for maybe the first time in a long time. It's just going to be this place for you where things start to click. But I do think that this whole light quest that you'll be on does come about when you really do the right thing, when you really do practice true and sincere gratitude. If you haven't, maybe like start a gratitude journal, something to do with like gratitude and really feeling like you have, like you're very fortunate and lucky. And your spirit card, gift from spirit, is the frog. And you know, I did look at this card, so subconsciously I might have taken the word luck from it, but I have to say, I don't even think I read this card. I think I glanced it. I do feel like there is something about luck. If you've always felt unlucky, get ready to feel lucky. There is this fortune, this thing that's gonna happen to you. And I don't necessarily mean fortune like you're gonna like win the lottery or anything, but you're going to feel very fortunate. And I do think, believe it or not, you're one of the lucky ones. So I want to end on that note. But the frog energy is like, it's such a cool energy. The frog is very mystical, very cheeky, very lucky, very good. I don't know. It's just, I'm not doing a good job anymore. I think I just like short-circuited. But I see good for you. I see only good for you. And I would love any comments or feedback you have on this. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I just hope to be able to read for you again. I hope you enjoyed this reading. So thank you. Find your light. All right. Bye. Light and Bone Tarot, pile 4. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read for you. I'm very excited. It's been a really interesting topic. So yeah, let's do this. Okay. You picked aragonite, and it just looks like a sunburst. It looks like coral. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Okay, I have picked 4 oracle cards to like start off your reading and kind of get an idea of what you might want to change, what's going on. Okay, so we're going to start with this one, which is this represents your strengths. And I did know what these cards were ahead of time, so it's not like I'm just seeing them right now. It's the first house. It's the body. I like this a lot for your strengths. Second, we have change this or work on this. This is visions of life beyond death. Interesting. Take on this energy, healing chaos, which I like. And then we have a gift from spirit, which we will reveal later at the end. But these 2 cards in the topic of like change this for the better, change this and you know, whatever you want, you'll be able to get kind of thing. Like, what do you need to change in order to achieve the life you want? Okay, let's talk about your strengths. The first house, the body. There's something so like clean and pure and like fresh starty about this. Even the colors on this, they're just very like celestial. They're very there's a pureness, there's a newness, and there's also a beauty to this. There was an emphasis on, when I read about this card, I do think this is a card that represents like things that are very pleasing to look at, things that you want to stare at, you want to study, you want to kind of bask in. I do think you have this energy. I think you are probably lovely to behold, whatever that means, whether you're actually stunning, whether you're beautiful, whether you're cute, whether you have this good energy. There's something very, I want to say sweet, although I don't know if that's accurate, but like something very nice about you. And this is also a card of like, I think it's definitely a card of knowing yourself, but it's also a card of, I feel like, health, and that the confidence that comes with feeling good, feeling healthy. And I'd like to think absolutely your strengths are that you take care of yourself. You kind of almost worship yourself. You put yourself in a very high regard, which is wonderful. And this is a strength. This isn't something you need to change or work on. This is one of the things that I think gets you the things in your life that you do have, that you have achieved, that you do like. I really think a lot of it is how you care for yourself and how you kind of worship yourself in a way. And I think that is lovely. So there's a lot about this first house and the body that I respect. There's even something in here, one of the words they said was bodybuilding or weightlifting, which is like, I just think that treating your body like a temple, like something you need to shape and just care for. And even if there's a little bit of vanity associated with this card, I don't necessarily think only speaking to this card that it's a bad thing at all. I think it's like you are, I don't know, you love yourself, and that's great. You probably have a lovely pink aura coming off of you, this true interest and genuine love for yourself. So I really like that. And I feel like you might be someone who does not have an addictive personality. You don't tend towards excess or indulgences necessarily, not the kind that would lead to like, you know, decay, or like you almost aren't going to do anything that's going to jeopardize you being the best version of yourself. And you're very aware of how the world sees you. You're very in touch with like how you're perceived, and it is important to you that you're perceived well and that you're looked upon fondly, and that, you know, people respect you and kind of want to be you and all that. So good for you. I love this about you. First house, the body, great. You're a vessel. You're lovely to behold. This card is change this, work on this. And this is a little more tricky for me because this is visions of life beyond death. I don't know what my takeaway was from this card. It was somewhere along the line of a card, almost as like a piggyback to this, but in a way, okay, I guess this to me could be a warning to not be too superficial, to work on, if there is a part of you that could veer into the superficiality or maybe the shallowness or the surfaceness or the trivialness, this could be a warning to that. And it's weird that I would take that away from the title of Visions of Life Beyond Death, but I think it's this, I'm trying to put this with a word, it's like you can't imagine, I don't know, I'm not going to try to explain that. But that is my warning that comes with that. So I'm going to put that over here, and then I'm going to say your other card, which is an energy that we want you to take on, is the healing chaos. And this is like, this is funny because this is very different from any of this. This is, I don't get anything, I don't get a message out of superficiality of this. This, if anything, is like, it's intense, it makes contact, it's chaotic, but it wants to help. So the energy that you would, there's almost this like, oh God, this like call to action, this, it might look like it's dark, it might look like it's destructive, it might look scary, but it's not. It's like, it's almost making the best out of any situation. It's a little bit of always seeing the bright side, but it's also this, even if you're, okay, I was gonna say, even if you're not perfect or you're not totally equipped to help in a certain situation or to take something on or to take on a project or undergo something, maybe you should. Maybe this is a message that you're more ready than you realize. And I'm going to do my best to pull something from this because there is something that I'm feeling from this. Maybe, oh God, okay. Your strengths are great. I've listed them. And you are lovely, and you are strong, and you are all these things. But maybe there's a little too much emphasis on how things look, or how things appear, or how you look, or how you appear. And if you allowed for things to be a little more messy, a little more chaotic, a little less perfect, a little less polished or pristine, that maybe, I don't want to say more would get done, but you would have more. You would not only have like a richer / better life, but you yourself would have more. You'd have more of all the things you want. I don't know, there's something here about like going deeper, finding more depth. And you, the thing is, you aren't trivial. I don't think you are at all. I don't think you're surface. I think you have a depth. I really do. And I think you have a potential to be more of a healing energy than you realize. In other words, you have gifts that go deeper than something that someone would just look at you and assume. More than just beauty, more than just surface. And I don't, oh my God, I don't want this to give you the idea that, like, to put ideas in your head that maybe you are shallow. You're not at all. But I think you're someone that has been fortunate enough to look and kind of radiate a certain way, and that maybe you're reaching a point in your life where you can project other things and it will make you feel even better. Or you won't be labeled or pigeonholed if you do this. Like, I just feel like there's this depth that you're ready to take on. And I really do think that with this, you are going to you're not only going to heal yourself, but I think you have the ability to touch people in an even deeper, more profound way. There's something profound about you, truly, and you haven't let it out. And I do feel like, with this Visions of Life Beyond Death card, it's like there's this depth to you. There's more there, and you don't want to wait until until you're dust to like have people see all that you can do, all that you're capable of. Or maybe you are doing these things, but you're doing them like low key because you don't want that to be your brand. You want this to be your brand, or you don't want this part to shine. You'd rather have this part shine. But I just feel like there's more to you, and there's more you need to show the world and yourself and offer up. That's what I'm getting out of this. So I guess the change would be like, allow people to see other sides of you. And maybe they're a little grittier, maybe they're edgier, maybe they're a little less appealing, but they offer something, and they offer something in the way of healing, in the way of light, in the way of like true interest and intrigue, because you are so much more than a pretty face or a beautiful body or a good laugh or whatever. And I do think you are the life of the party. I do think you have this kind of gold ethereal light that kind of comes off of you. You are shining, you are beautiful, you're all sorts of things, but you're so much more. Okay, so if that tracks, which if it does, there's so totally nothing wrong with you or with what you're doing. I just think there's a potential for so much more. So let's see if the change you make is like, I don't even know how you would make this change or what this would even look like, but I think it's more of like stepping into a comfort of like putting less emphasis on how you look or how you're seen. And this actually sounds it sounds like the most challenging thing I've brought up in all of the 4 readings. This is hard, because where would you even start with that? But I would say, if this tracks, you might have felt a glimpse of this, and this might have come up like, let's say you have a beauty routine, and your beauty routine takes a while. Maybe it takes 2 hours, maybe it takes 20 minutes, like relatively speaking, it takes a while. And let's say that you're at a point in your life where you really almost don't have the time or the patience for this routine anymore. But you're terrified to stop it, because if you stop doing one little piece of this, then your hair won't look like that, or your makeup won't look like that, or everything won't be on point. And I feel like if you've been thinking about this, then you know what? Just try stopping it and realize that, yeah, it might not look exactly the same, but in some people's eyes, and maybe a lot of people's eyes, you may even look better. It's different, but it might even be better. And I guess that's it. It's almost like there's a change that you can do that you'll present even better. And I hope you like this if you're hearing this, because it's almost like, there's a blessing and a curse that comes along with being a beautiful human. Because I see these people who are so lovely, and a lot of them are so smart, and they're so charismatic, and they have so much to offer. But I wonder, what have they held back on because it just wouldn't fit their brand, if that makes sense. And this could be maybe, here's another example. Maybe you haven't really done a lot of hiking or camping or fishing in your life, and you've been thinking actually that you really do want to do this, but it's so off-brand for you. And by brand, it could be actually you have a brand that you show to the world, or maybe it's just how your friends see you and the circles you run in, or you don't know anyone who does this because none of your peers or colleagues or whatever are doing this. But you've been thinking about it, or it's come up, or you see it in a show and you're like, I would love to do that. That actually looks like fun, but oh my God, it's so different than how I'm living my life now. Okay, so I guess that's really the message. The more I talk about this, the more I diarrhea of the mouth through this, I start to see the picture here. I think this would be very healing, and I think it would enrich your life in ways that you can't even imagine. And I want to stress, it's not going to make you less attractive. It's going to make you more attractive. And not just you'll be more interesting, so you'll be more attractive. No, I mean, you'll have a whole different glow to you, a whole different aura. You will be even more beautiful. And you know what? Maybe you will start to even glow within a little bit more. I don't know, but I just feel like there's this thing, and I don't want you to have to wait until you're dust so many decades from now to realize that you could have had all these other parts. Okay, I know that I'm going to do this one reading out of order. I know what this card is. It's gift from spirit, and it's horse, and it's travel. And I want to say this speaks to me for a couple reasons. I was going to wait till the end of the reading to bring it up, and I'll readdress it. I haven't even turned tarot over, and we're so far into this reading. But I feel like just seeing this horse card for you, this to me can represent a couple things. It can represent the part of you that's maybe you do want to live on a farm. Maybe you want to take horseback riding lessons. Maybe you want to get a goat. Maybe you want chickens, but it seems like too much work, or it seems like how could you have your routines that you do now and find time for this? But this to me is a find time to get a little more dirty, to make things a little bit more messy. You need to make your life truly a little messier, a little more chaotic, a little more messy. I feel like you're so well put together, you're so coiffed, you're so polished, you're so radiant that it's like a marble statue that just gets polished. It's always perfect. It gets more and more perfect. I don't know if that's actually true of marble statues, but you know what I mean. And I just feel like you need to get messy, and it will make you more of everything you want to be, and it will bring the things to you that you want. This could be love or relationships. Maybe you're struggling there. Maybe you've had relationships that honestly feel vacant at the end of the day, or you're not getting what you want out of it, or you're not finding someone that you can see yourself in, or whatever. I just feel like whatever part of your life that feels like it's lacking, and I don't feel like it's the part of you that, isn't happy with what they see when they look in the mirror, like so many people deal with. Thank goodness that is not the part you need to work on. You need to work on the getting messy part, and having fun with that and letting that shine. So, okay, let's not talk about that for another 10 minutes like we just did. Let's get into how this change will transform you. So how will this transformation help you? You know, both apply. Oh, the Empress. This is like such an amazing card to have pulled over in this moment. Let me, Page of Wands and Seven of Swords. Okay, sure, they're all great cards, but let me tell you, this Empress card, this is the epitome of divine feminine, of beauty, of sensualness, of like suppleness, of everything that is like fertile and lovely and sensual and sexy, and just, it is so totally divine feminine. It is my favorite card in the deck. If I could be anyone in the deck, if I can embody any energy, it's the flippin' Empress. And if this is how this transformation will help you, you will go from whatever you are now to something even more perfect and amazing and beautiful. But this is an Earth card, and you have to start tapping into the earth. You have to find that earth energy. You have to get a little dirty. You have to, I don't know, like just get a little dirt under your nails. Or if you have nails that you've been having put on for 10 years, try stopping that. There's this earth connection here that you need to take on. Or, I'm sorry, you don't need to do anything that you might want to consider taking on, and it might be the best thing you ever did. But yes, that's how this transformation will help you. You will feel so connected. And you know, although I do believe that you feel very beautiful and very happy with yourself in so many ways, I don't know if you feel that divine femininity kick in. Like, I don't know if you feel like, oh, I would be an amazing mother, or oh, I am an amazing mother, or I am or could be an amazing wife or a homemaker. Like, I don't know that you can see a lot for yourself outside of like your pedestal that you're on. And okay, so also for how this transformation will help you, Page of Wands, Seven of Swords, you'll be so inspired. There's a creativity within you. There is this fire, there's actually an intelligence in you that I think you know it's there, but maybe you haven't let it out in quite a way. But I can see you writing, I can see you expressing yourself with like a written word, or communicating in a way that like you haven't allowed yourself to do, and maybe you want to, but there's an absolute like creativity, passion, fire, communication. And Seven of Swords is, what the hell is Seven of Swords? Oh yeah, there's a little bit of like dishonesty, what's it say, theft, it's the trickery. How will this transformation help you? I don't know, you'll be more of a bad bitch. There's a bad bitch energy here, and I honestly think this is gonna come with like a shrewdness and I think if you can drop this desire to please everyone and take on more of like a no fucks, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. This doesn't mean you're gonna start swindling people. I mean that you're gonna get a little bit more of a no fucks vibe, and you are going to love this. Yeah, that's what I get out of this. This is tremendous. If this doesn't make you want to like change or tweak something, even very small scale to start, then I don't know what to say, because I really like seeing the potential here and seeing you for who you are, which is so beautiful. And I think you have a light, and I think there's so much more depth to you. Okay, anyway, I don't want to go on. I don't want to make it seem like you are this shallow person, because I really don't want to harp on that, or I don't want to make you think that. I just see so much for you. Okay, how will this feel? How will this actually feel? How will you feel? Seven of Pentacles. I think this has come up in every reading today, which is funny. Six of Wands, first time seeing you. Nine of Wands. Okay, so this will feel, you know, shocker. This will feel challenging. This will feel like you're gonna have to call on a whole different arsenal. This is gonna be a different kind of challenge. It might feel burdensome at times. You might be worn out. You might feel lost. But you know what? You're going to have your support system. And that's what all these wands behind this person represent. Whoever this is, your friends, your family, your books, your followers, your whatever, you have the support. You have exactly what you need to do this. But yes, I think this will call on you to really pull from an inner strength that is going to be challenging. And I think that it's going to, you're going to get a little beat up in the process. So if we talk about that beauty routine, I think you're going to almost be forced into having to drop it at times, and you're not going to mind because there's going to be so many other things happening that you're not even going to mind. And you know, this beauty routine I keep talking about, that can be a lot of things. That can be any routine that you're doing that serves a certain purpose, but like, oh, I don't know, never mind. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be your beauty routine. There's other things, I just can't think of another example. Workout routine. Maybe you're working out every day relentlessly for 1 hour, because if you don't, maybe your stomach will look different, or maybe whatever. I think it's that kind of a change where it's like you just have to switch it up and see what happens. And I could tell you, I guarantee you'll be happier and you'll feel better if you don't do it, or if you tweak it, or if you do it a little less. But maybe just now you're at a position where you could take that information and run with it. And it's not me telling you this. I truly am turning these cards over and relaying a message from spirit. So this is what I'm seeing in these cards. This is pile 4. This is a funky pile. It's different than the rest, but I love it. And I love the horse. We'll get back to this. Okay, so 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands. I see that you will be celebrated for doing this. I want to emphasize this 6 of Wands. You will feel like a GD queen for doing this. You will be seen, you will be rewarded, you will feel like so validated. You will feel special, victorious, all of it. It'll be a very, very cool thing. And I think that it's gonna change how you work. In other words, I think new inspiration is going to come to you. You're going to want to do things a little differently, and I actually think it's going to benefit you from like a monetary standpoint. So maybe you have a career that kind of centers around certain things and aspects of what we talked about. I think you might be able to tweak that a little bit if that's something you want or have been wanting, and it will reap great rewards for you. So yeah, I mean, this is a really good reading. Okay, what can you look forward to? This is going to be the last 3 cards we pull. So what are you going to look forward to? What can you look forward to? Justice, love it. 5 of Swords. Okay, that's funny. 5 of Swords and 7 of Swords are those like tricky bitch cards. And King of Wands. Okay, so Justice is a lovely card. It is striking that eternal balance. It is that thing where it's like, if anything in your life right now feels slightly off kilter, slightly unbalanced, unjustified, whatever, you're gonna feel like you're in perfect harmony. You are gonna feel like you're giving and you're taking in equal parts. You're receiving and you're giving in equal parts, or whatever. Like, I just feel like you're not going to question, if you're questioning little things and their reward, their payoff, their tax, their burden, things are just going to feel so harmonious. Oh my God. And this is good. And you're going to have a confidence that what you're doing is exactly what you should be doing, because it's going to gel so well. Things are just going to be smooth and even keeled. 5 of Swords, there is absolutely this bad bitch energy. And I want to say this even comes through with the horse and the healing chaos. There's something in you I feel like you've been suppressing. And it's almost like you've been suppressing. It's like that tomboy in you, or that little bitch in you, that there's a part of you that you've been holding back on and suppressing. And I say she because I just get a very strong feminine energy off of this. I mean, you could obviously be a guy watching this, but I'll just stick with the she. I feel like she really does want to come out, and she deserves her voice, because it's really going to be a very fun platform and experience when she does. And with the horse, it's like, maybe there is that horse girl in you. Maybe there's that girl that wants to backpack Europe still, but knows they could never do it and maintain whatever it is they're doing now. There's something that wants to come out, and you're gonna have to, well, you should let them. King of Wands, this is absolutely like wisdom, motivation, inspiration, so much to speak to that creativity piece, to doing you, to like being a leader. There's just, I see this also with the Six of Wands. There's this leadership piece. There's this, people are going to see you. They're going to respect you. They're going to admire you. There's going to be, everything you have now that you like is going to come like tenfold goodness from this. But I really feel like there's a lot that's going to be coming your way, and you're going to be really excited about this. So, yeah, I feel like I just started like quickly wrapping this up, and I didn't mean to, but I've talked so much on it. But the horse and the travel, I do think there's something with travel coming up in your future, and I think it's something you're going to have to lean into differently than you have, or something you have to make space for, make time for. But this is kind of like this is a gift from spirit, something to do with the horse, something to do with travel, something to do with like getting dirty, or doing something that you never thought you could actually pull off. And I really think you can, and I think it'll make you very happy. So this is your reading. I hope you liked it. Please like, subscribe, comment, come back for more readings, whatever feels good. Thank you so much. I hope it meant something to you. I really enjoyed this last reading. So thank you, Pile 4. Okay, see you soon. Bye.